The Giuseppe Meazza Stadium, a cauldron of noise, 75,000 passionate souls united. Tonight, history beckoned. Inter Milan, the Nerazzurri, stood on the precipice of greatness. A Champions League final appearance was within touching distance. Their opponents, the mighty Barcelona, a clash of titans, a night for legends. The atmosphere crackled with anticipation. Every Inter fan across the globe held their breath. This was their moment, their chance to etch their names into the annals of footballing folklore. The first whistle blew. The battle commenced. Inter Milan, fueled by the deafening roar of their fans, exploded out of the blocks. They were relentless. Their pressing was suffocating. From the very first whistle, it was clear that Inter had come with a plan, a strategy meticulously crafted to dismantle Barcelona's famed possession game. The energy in the stadium was electric, with every tackle, every interception, and every forward run being cheered on by the passionate Nerazzurri faithful. The players fed off this energy, their movements sharp and their intent clear. They were here to dominate. The Catalonians struggled to cope. Barcelona, known for their tiki-taka style, found themselves in unfamiliar territory. Their usual fluid passing was disrupted by Inter's aggressive pressing. Every time a Barcelona player received the ball, they were immediately swarmed by 2 or 3 Inter players, leaving them with no time to think or execute their game plan. The frustration was evident on their faces, as they found it increasingly difficult to string together meaningful passes. Then it happened, a moment of magic. The crowd sensed it before it even unfolded, a collective intake of breath as the ball was worked down the right flank. The anticipation was palpable, the kind of moment that fans live for, where time seems to slow down and every detail becomes etched in memory. Dumfries, a man possessed on the right flank, delivered a pinpoint cross. His determination and pace were unmatched as he surged past the Barcelona defenders. The cross was a thing of beauty, curling perfectly into the danger area, inviting someone to make the decisive touch. Lautaromartinez, the Argentine assassin, rose highest. With perfect timing and precision, he met the ball with a powerful header. The Barcelona defenders could only watch in despair as the ball rocketed towards the goal. The net bulged. 1-0 Inter. The stadium erupted. The roar was deafening, a cacophony of joy and relief. Fans hugged each other. Strangers became friends, united in their love for the club. The players celebrated wildly, knowing they had struck a significant blow. Barcelona, shell-shocked, tried to respond, but Inter were rampant. The goal had only fueled their hunger and they continued to press with even more intensity. Barcelona's attempts to regain control were futile, as Inter's midfield and defense stood firm, intercepting passes and launching counterattacks. Wave after wave of attack crashed against the Barcelona defense. Inter's forwards were relentless, their movements fluid and unpredictable. The Barcelona defenders were stretched to their limits, trying desperately to hold the line. Their resistance finally crumbled again. The pressure was too much, and another goal seemed inevitable. The Inter players sensed blood and went for the kill. This time from the penalty spot. A clumsy challenge in the box left the referee with no choice but to point to the spot. The Barcelona players protested, but the decision was clear. Hakan Çalhanoğlu, cool as you like, slotted the ball home. 2-0. The impossible was happening. The Turkish maestro showed nerves of steel, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way and placing the ball perfectly into the corner. Inter were on the verge of a famous victory. The fans could hardly believe their eyes. The players, exhausted but elated, knew they were making history. The final whistle was just a formality now, as the Nerazzurri faithful sang their hearts out, celebrating a night that would be remembered for years to come. The second half began. The atmosphere was electric, with fans on the edge of their seats anticipating what was to come. The players, having regrouped and re-strategized during the break, were ready to give it their all. The Catalan giants, wounded yet not broken, emerged with renewed purpose. They had to score. And score they did. The determination was evident in their eyes and their movements were sharp and precise. Every pass, every tackle, every run was executed with a singular goal in mind. Eric Garcia bundled the ball over the line. Hope rekindled. The tide was turning. The crowd erupted in cheers, and the players felt a surge of energy. It was as if the entire stadium was willing them to succeed. Daniolmo then leveled the scoreline, 2-2. The equalizer was a testament to their resilience and fighting spirit. The momentum was now firmly with Barcelona, and they could sense that the game was theirs for the taking. Nerves jangled amongst the Inter faithful. The once confident supporters now watched with bated breath, their anxiety palpable. The shift in the game's dynamics was undeniable, and the tension in the air was thick. Barcelona, sensing blood, poured forward. They were relentless. Wave after wave of attack crashed against the Inter defense. The players were like a well-oiled machine, each one knowing exactly where to be and what to do. Inter, their early dominance a distant memory, clung on desperately. Then, heartbreak. The defenders threw themselves at every ball. The goalkeeper made save after save, but it was clear they were hanging by a thread. Rafinha, with a moment of individual brilliance, put Barcelona ahead for the first time in the tie. 3-2. His skillful play left the defenders flat-footed, and the finish was clinical. The stadium erupted once more, the noise deafening. The impossible dream seemed to be slipping away. Inter Milan's players looked dejected, their fans in disbelief. The scoreboard told the story of a dramatic turnaround, and the realization of what had just happened began to sink in. The game had taken a twist that few could have predicted. The clock ticked down. Inter, desperate for a lifeline, threw men forward. Corners and free kicks were met with desperate headers. Still, Barcelona held firm. Then, in the dying embers of the game, a miracle unfolded. A corner swung in. The ball fell to Francesco F.Acerbi, the veteran defender, who had ventured forward in a last-ditch attempt to salvage the game. He swung his left foot. The ball flew into the back of the net. 3-3. Bedlam. F.Acerbi, the unlikely hero, had rescued his team. Extra time beckoned. The drama was far from over. Section 5, F.Frattesi, remember the name. Extra time began in a state of nervous tension. The air was thick with anticipation. Every pass, every tackle, every movement scrutinized by the thousands of eyes in the stadium and millions watching around the world. The players, drenched in sweat and fatigue, pushed their limits, knowing that the next few minutes could etch their names into the annals of football history. Both teams, exhausted yet driven, knew that one moment of magic could decide the tie. The tension was palpable, the stakes higher than ever. Each player was acutely aware that a single lapse in concentration could spell disaster, while a moment of brilliance could turn them into heroes. The crowd held its breath, the atmosphere electric with anticipation. That moment arrived in spectacular fashion. It was a sequence that would be replayed countless times, a testament to the beauty and unpredictability of the sport. The crowd's reaction was instantaneous, a collective gasp followed by a roar that seemed to shake the very foundations of the stadium. Marcus Thuram, a constant menace throughout, surged down the left flank. His pace and determination were unmatched, leaving defenders in his wake. With every stride, the anticipation grew, the crowd sensing that something special was about to unfold. He delivered a perfectly weighted pass to Mehdi Taremi. The precision of the pass was a thing of beauty, threading through the narrowest of gaps, bypassing the outstretched legs of defenders. It was a pass that spoke of vision, skill, and an understanding of the game that few possess. Taremi, with vision that defied the pressure of the occasion, backheeled the ball into the path of the onrushing D.Frattesi. It was a moment of audacity, a move that required not just skill, but immense confidence. The backheel was perfectly executed, catching the defense off guard and setting up a golden opportunity. Frattesi, cool and composed, slotted the ball past the despairing dive of the Barcelona goalkeeper. 4-3. The precision of his strike, the calmness under pressure, it was a goal that would be remembered for years to come. The scoreboard flashed, the crowd erupted, and Frattesi's name was etched into the folklore of the game. The stadium erupted once more. The noise was a cacophony of joy, relief, and sheer exhilaration. Fans hugged strangers. Tears of joy streamed down faces, and the stands became a sea of waving flags and scarves. It was a moment that captured the essence of football, the highs and lows, the drama, and the ecstasy. This time, the noise was deafening. It was a roar that could be heard for miles, a testament to the passion and love for the game. The players on the pitch felt the energy, the support, and it spurred them on, knowing they were on the brink of something extraordinary. Inter, against all odds, were on the verge of a historic victory. The journey had been long and arduous, filled with challenges and setbacks, but in this moment, it all seemed worth it. The players, the fans, the entire Inter Milan family stood united, ready to celebrate a night that would go down in history. Section 6. Defensive Masterclass. The final whistle blew. The Giuseppe Meazza erupted in a cacophony of unbridled joy. Inter had done it. They were in the Champions League final. The celebrations were wild and ecstatic. This victory was built on a foundation of defensive resilience. Alessandro Bastoni, a rock at the heart of the Inter defense, delivered a performance of immense maturity and composure. Every attack was repelled, every cross dealt with. Section 7. Inzaghi's tactical masterpiece. Simone Inzaghi, the Inter manager, had masterminded this triumph. His tactical nous had been evident throughout the tie. He had set his team up perfectly, stifling Barcelona's attacking threat whilst unleashing the pace and power of his own attackers. His substitutions had been spot on, introducing fresh legs at crucial moments to maintain the intensity of Inter's play. This was a tactical masterclass. Inzaghi had taken Inter to the Champions League final in his first season in charge. A remarkable achievement. Section 8. The Voices of Passion. "This is Inter!" roared Alessandro Bastoni after the game, his voice hoarse from celebrating with the Inter faithful. "We fight, we never give up, and we deserve to be in the final." Denzel Dumfries, his energy boundless, echoed Bastoni's sentiments. "This is for the fans," he beamed. "They were incredible tonight. We could hear them roaring us on throughout the game. We couldn't have done it without them." Section 9. The Final Countdown. Inter Milan, Champions League finalists. The impossible dream was now a tangible reality. The city of Milan was in raptures. The blue and black flags were flying high. The countdown to the final had begun. Who would stand in their way? Real Madrid or Manchester City? It didn't matter. Inter, on this night, had proven that they could beat anyone. The final awaited, a date with destiny.